here this morning. I kind of decided last night I would go live and let me know if you're seeing this and if you can hear me okay. It's Doreen with Back to Home with Doreen, where we do cooking everyday meals, special occasions, and holidays. And we are upon the holiday season. So today we're going to go ahead and make a holiday treat. I'm working on a holiday Christmas cookie that I kind of got inspired, and I'll show you that inspiration. But also, let me know if you can see me okay. You should be able to. And I'll try to pay attention to any comments. Sometimes I need to get new glasses, so it's a little blurry sometimes. But anyway, today we're going to make a Christmas cookie, and the inspired cookie is these puffed I think they're called Pinwheels or Mallomars, but these are Pinwheels. So remember this from your kid when you were kids, when your kids were kids? I'm a grandma, so now I have grandchildren that are teenagers. But anyway, remember these Pinwheels? My mother-in-law always kept her refrigerator stocked with these. So it's a cookie. I think it's, I'm not sure if that's a graham cracker cookie. And then it's topped with a marshmallow, and then it's coated with chocolate. Now, what don't we not like about that? So I kind of got inspired by that cookie. Actually, let's cut that in half. Oh, it's a chocolate cookie. So anyway, I got inspired by that. I was making a holiday spice mix. Go ahead and make a spice mix of apple pie and pumpkin pie because it's a little more affordable when you're doing a lot of holiday baking. And when I was making these spices, I'm like, wouldn't a pumpkin or a fall flavor pumpkin pie spice or apple pie spice be great on one of these cookies? And kind of what got me inspired is, I'll show you what I got. But so here I've got a mixture of a pumpkin pie spice and a little sugar, and I added a little bit more cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, because I want to make this pretty strong. So I'll probably only have like a tablespoon of sugar in here. Might need a little bit more. But yeah, we've got cloves, ginger, nutmeg, cinnamon. I think that's it. So we're going to get that. This is going to be so simple. Now, it's my first time trying it. Hi, friends. It's my first time trying it. So we'll see how it turns out. But I had this idea when I got these really cute marshmallows. So I saw these pumpkin spice. They're little marshmallows shaped like pumpkins. They got a little squished in the bag, but they're looking like pumpkins. Anyway, I saw these pumpkin spice marshmallows, and between the seasoning and that, I'm like, oh, wouldn't that make a great cookie? So I decided to use ginger snaps. These are already made. You can make your own ginger snaps, but I was looking for an easy go-to recipe for a holiday cookie or Christmas cookie. Today, I'm having a cover dish with some friends. I'm going to try this recipe out on them. So something a little bit different with this recipe I was thinking of, and I can't remember the name of the cookie. Maybe you all know. There's a cookie that has like it has some kind of jam in it. You can get it in orange or berry, and then it's coated in chocolate. A lot of times you see it in the German stores. I always saw this in Aldi's when I lived back east. And actually, Aldi's we had in Texas also, so I guess they're west. But they're not here locally in Washington State where I live. But these cookies, they're really nice. I don't know so much that there was a marshmallow in there, but I remember a cakey cookie. And hi, Katie. How are you this morning? So anyway, the cookie, it's a cakey cookie and it has a little bit of like jam and then it's coated with chocolate. I can't remember the name of it. Should have looked it up, but I didn't. But I kind of want to go for that. So let's see how this is going to turn out. I also am going to melt some white chocolate flavored melting wafers, and you can probably use white. I'm thinking we can use white chocolate chips. And I want to get that in a bowl, and I'm going to melt those in 30-second increments. So I think I'm going to wait a second on that. But let's get some, let's see. Let's get these out. Can you see okay? Give me a thumbs up if you can see. Doing well with Jesus. How about you? Yes! Yes, I am doing well too. With Jesus, yes. The Holy Spirit is with us every day. And I'm very thankful for the fellowship of the Lord in our day. Makes a joyful day. And He helps us through any situation, doesn't He? Good morning, Denise. Good morning. So here I'm making, if you didn't hear, I'm going to try to make this new recipe. We'll see how it works. Let's start out with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And I'm going to do 10 with, I'm just going to put a little orange marmalade. Now I'm thinking because I'm putting the jam in here, I'm thinking I have to refrigerate it. Not really sure because these cookies you get in the, and I'm just using about a teaspoon. That might be, maybe not even quite. I just want a little bit of something that when you bite into it, you're like, ooh. So, yeah. So, the ones that you get in the store, you don't have to refrigerate, but I don't know what kind of preservatives are in there. So, friends, are you hosting for Thanksgiving this year? Give me a wave or a shout out if you're hosting this year. I'm thinking about getting our turkeys. I know. This year I want to get a fresh turkey. I haven't done a fresh turkey in a while. But when you get those, you want to get them like 2 days, 3 days max out. Now, some of them I'm getting a little heavy-handed, so let me know if you think this cookie recipe is going to work. I'm thinking it's going to be okay. We'll see. Last night I was getting this all prepped, so it wouldn't take forever. But, yeah, I'm always looking for some different cookies, and I do make a lot of things from scratch, but sometimes it's nice to have something on hand that you can do kind of quick, right? All right, so we got that. Then we're going to take our pumpkin spice marshmallows, and I'm going to add them because I like just want that more intense flavor of pumpkin spice. Now, I suppose you can just get regular marshmallows and then dip them yourself, but I guess this is like a double dip. I'm not sure if I want to put 2. And of course, I have this in the way. Can you see it all? Because I could put 1 in the middle and then coat it, or 2. And that, I'm not really sure. I'm like, what do I want to do? Do I want to put 2 on there? I think it could use 2. Yeah, so I'm just rolling these marshmallows in a little pre-mixed spice mix, pumpkin pie spice mix. Yeah, 2. Just make sure I have enough of these. Now I decided to do the white chocolate. I might do a batch. I have another jam, and I might do those in chocolate if I have enough time. But yep, just coating these. Setting them on top. Fingers are real sticky with these marshmallows. All right. That was everybody getting their pre-shopping done for Thanksgiving. I know I always get the non-perishable things. I try to get those weeks ahead so that it's not too crazy on the grocery bill when you're getting closer to Thanksgiving. And this year, everything's so expensive, so we kind of have to, excuse me, pace ourselves. Now I'm going to have to wash my hands. Yeah, these definitely needed to. Let's see, wash my hands. See if I can get a little close up. Let me know if you can see those okay. I'm going to try out this recipe and we'll see if it's a good one. Let's see if I can move my camera a little bit. Hold on a second. There you go. So you can kind of see how those look. And some of them I probably put a little bit too much of that jam because now I'm going to melt the chocolate. I'm going to put that in the microwave. So we're going to put that in the microwave for about 30 seconds. And then we'll give it a stir. So let me show the other jam while I got this melting. So I got this other, it's like a fruit spread. It's raspberry, cardamom, and rose fruit spread. And I'm not sure if that's gonna, how well that's gonna go with the ginger snaps. I think it will, right? It's the wintertime holiday kind of flavor. So I might, I don't know. Maybe I should try some of this with the ginger snap and see how that goes. Let's check that chocolate. Oh, definitely gonna have to put that through. You could probably easily do another minute. It's barely, and you can melt this on the stove, but I like the microwave. I'll do it a whole minute. Now, the best thing probably is not to do this in a rush because I've got to bring them today, but it's like, I hope they melt. And I was going to do it last night, but I got just so busy doing other things. I was like, and then it was late, and I'm like, So, I know just looking at these in themselves, they're like, but in the cookie, they're hidden, so I think they'll be all right. I don't know if you can't get the pumpkin spice marshmallows, just get some regular marshmallows. You cut them in half, roll them in a pumpkin pie spice. Really, that's all it is, right? And if you're feeling very adventurous, you can make your own homemade marshmallow. Let's check that. Almost a minute. Woo! And the bowl is hot, so that gets it nice and melted. We're almost there. They're not quite all the way melted. Now I have another bag of white chocolate chips if this isn't going to be enough. One of my other fun, favorite, easy Christmas cookie I like to make is I will buy the sugar cookie dough and pre-made, and I will chop up some dried cranberries and pistachios and add that, fold that into the dough, and sometimes dip some of the white chocolate onto those cookies and put a little bit red and green sprinkles. That's pretty festive. I have one that I have actually a pistachio, dried cranberries, lime zest, and I think they have a little bit of cayenne pepper or something like that. I'm trying to remember, but it's a little bit of a heat to it. And I made those a few years back. We had a holiday cookies and carols at church, and I brought those. This is nice and melted. I got a couple lumps, so let's put it in there for just a few more seconds. But anyway, I brought that to the Christmas and carols. Everybody really loved those cookies. I got a lot of people saying, I've got to have that recipe, and they're so simple. It's nice to have a cookie recipe on hand that is simple. I mean, I love home baked, and we do a lot of that. But sometimes you need something quick, and you want it to be, it is a holiday, you do want it to be special, so you can add that little. So I melted this for almost 2 minutes in total, but we broke it up. Okay, so the question is using the right kind of spoon to coat these, and that's the thing that I wasn't sure how I'm gonna manipulate this. So let's get, it's like, do I want to just dunk them in? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna dunk it in and then just pour some chocolate. I think that's gonna be too much though. I don't know. This is what I didn't think out. At first I was like, oh, I'm just gonna put the whole cookie in there. That's kind of how it looks. But the only thing is I've got all this on the spoon. All right. Well, we'll see. I'm going in. I'm committed now. And then I'm using this little tiny mini spatula. And I was wondering, do I need to grease this parchment? Hopefully they won't stick. I'm sure many of you are going to have a better idea on how to coat these. We'll see if my idea that I had with this cookie is gonna. Now, wouldn't it look pretty if we took a little bit of that? Can you see? Okay, I'll take a little of that cinnamon, pumpkin spice, sugar. Yeah, let's sprinkle a little top, because then people get an idea of like what they're going for. I like that idea. I'll make a close-up of that. So, yeah, this is working. I mean, this is my first time trying this, so I definitely probably will have to tweak it. Now, let me ask you, would you do a chocolate coating? I think a chocolate coating could be really nice because you love orange and chocolate, right? Remember, this has a chocolate or a orange marmalade. On here. Hopefully, and before Christmas, I'm gonna collab with my daughter. She does. She has a YouTube channel. It's called The Crafty Maven, and her and another gal named Megan, and they do scrapbooking. They do lovely work, and we're gonna do a collab. That's our plan. We'll see how it works, and we're gonna make one of our favorite cookies from where my kids grew up. Mostly we lived in upstate New York for many years, and we lived in a place called Schoharie County, it's the breadbasket of the Revolutionary War, because I'm sure you never heard of Schoharie County before. But anyway, they're famous for these recipes that are really popular at the holidays. They're called chocolate jumbles. Is it jumbos or jumbles? I always mix that up after all these years. My daughter will correct me. That one, oh, phew, that one's saved. This chocolate is gonna help set everything in place here. So remember, sprinkle, sprinkle. But yeah, my daughter and I were gonna make those cookies for you one day. So you can look forward to that if you're wanting a really unique. The thing about these chocolate jumbles, let me tell you the flavor profile. They are a rich dark chocolate with molasses and ginger. So it's almost like a chocolate ginger snappy type of, I guess that's what I would classify it like. But they're so good. And then we have a thin ice topping to go with that. So, ooh, I'm liking this. We can probably do a few more. Let me get a close up. Wash my hands. I'll see how long these are going to take to dry. Let's see. Sorry if I'm wobbly. So what do you think? Of course, I'm blocking the lighting. I think they're really cute and festive. Give me a thumbs up if you like those. Trying to see. Yeah, that's still. Can you see okay? There we go. That's the only thing when I move my camera. So let's go ahead and make a few more because I want to use this up. And I was like, do I want to use this berry one? But I want to use the berry or raspberry, cardamom, and rose for the chocolate because I won't. If I use them on the white, then I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 6 more. Then we won't be able to tell which ones are the orange and which ones are the berry. So that's my recommendation. That's my thoughts about it. Like I said, I'm not sure if these really, once they're done, if they're going to have to be refrigerated because we have the fruit topping in there. They're homemade. Well, the ginger snaps aren't homemade, but we don't want anybody to get sick. I guess if you refrigerate them, you can pull them out, maybe half an hour before you're serving them. And this is a nice little change up from maybe your holiday pies. Sometimes people want a little dessert, a little different dessert for Thanksgiving instead of pie. I know not everybody's a pie lover out there. I love pie, but what about you? Do you like pie? And what is your favorite pie? I pretty much always have to have pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving. All right, so let's put our little marshmallows. Oh, we got to coat them. I'm thinking this idea is going to be good. And we want them to harden a little, so we can't do a taste test right now. But I taste tested the marshmallows last night, and they were yummy. And I taste tested the ginger snaps. I love ginger snaps. I'm thinking about making some gingerbread cookie ornaments for my tree this year. It's like gingerbread really is in as far as like decor Christmas this year. And I was thinking about that months before because this year I'm doing my Christmas tree with naturals like cream, dark browns, like maybe a caramel color, and I've got some dark brown, chocolate brown velvet ribbon. I think it's like an inch, or maybe it's a half inch. Where you put the bows on your tree with you let the ribbon hang down long. So, all right, let's go back to here. Kind of have to work fast a little bit with this melted chocolate. I don't know if we're gonna get 6 more, but anyway, yeah, that's what I'm doing my tree in. And so I was like, oh, wouldn't gingerbread look nice on there? I was thinking I bought some cookie cutters, like house shaped, because I was like, that's kind of what I wanted to do, my gingerbread shapes with little houses. So I'll see if I have time to, sometimes you get an idea like, oh, I want to do this, but then it gets closer to the date and you're like, oh, I don't know if I can pull this off. How are you all decorating your tree this year? Do you do theme colors or a theme style? Let me know in the comments. Let us know what you do. So what are you thinking about this recipe so far? Something you think you might try? Yeah. Well, I think I might only get one more done. So I might have to melt a few of my other chocolate chips, or my white chocolate chips. So let's see how much we got out of this one bag of vanilla flavored melting wafers. All right. Let's sprinkle some pumpkin spice. These will make a pretty little gift too, right? Make a little gift with hot cocoa or one of those packets of like apple cider, and make up a little gift basket. Could add some other things to it and make a nice little gift, because this is like not, I feel like this isn't expected, so we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Can I get one more out of here? Maybe I can get one more. I was hoping to get 18, a dozen and a half out of here, but yeah, I was able to get that one. There we go. All right, let me wash my hands. All right, this may be for me for taste testing, because I don't have quite enough to do a whole cookie. This will be my taste test, I guess. It is nice using this bigger bowl for this project because it gives me plenty of space to work with. All right, this is Doreen's. It's not quite coat it all the way, but all right, let me wash my hands. Let's move on to the chocolate ones. I'll wash that. Sorry for the noise. Let's taste the marshmallow. Yummy. I'm gonna wash this up. Yeah, they're starting to set a little bit. Let me see, did I throw that bag away? Oh no, I didn't. So this was 10 ounces, the vanilla flavored melting wafers. We probably needed 12 ounces altogether, or not even, maybe 11 if you wanted to do a dozen and a half. But if you wanted more, you're probably going to need 2 packs of those easily. And usually if you're going through the trouble, you might as well make a considerable size batch, right? I'm washing that up. I'm going to set this on a tray. I probably should have started out on my cookie sheet. What was I thinking? Let's see if this will work. I'm going to move it here without, let's see, can I slide it here without, no, don't do it, don't do it. Whew. Oh, they're setting up a little bit, so. All right, let's put another one down so we can do the chocolate. These look really pretty, though. I like them. And hopefully they'll taste good. All right, let's put these out. 1, 2, 3. And not that it matters, but you can put it, you know, the one bottom side isn't as nice as, but we're coating them, so I guess it really doesn't matter, right? It's a little more flat on the bottom side. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. All right. And let me wash that bowl because I like this bowl better. It'll work better. I have a smaller bowl I could use that I had ready, but this works so well with the larger bowl. I want to do that again. So washing these up. And you can use whatever chocolate you want. I think I have bittersweet or semi-sweet. Let me know. Can you give me a wave if this is working okay? Let's see. Give me a wave if you can see okay. I'm trying to do lives a little more often, which I hardly ever do lives. I feel like I'm technically challenged. Technically challenged. But I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try doing this. Now this week I did post, it's not live, but I did post a double chocolate honey bourbon pecan pie. So if you're looking for something really special for a Thanksgiving or Christmas dessert, go ahead and check that out. I use organic cacao powder from my chocolate. I bloom that and some melted butter with some espresso powder. And then I used a whole bar of cacao baking chocolate, which I don't think I have one in here right now. Let's see, what do I have? Because I'm going to use one of those also for a chocolate cream pie. All right, so this is 60% bittersweet chocolate. But I know that it's like I'm tempted to really do that because, and then I have semi-sweet, which I think most people are going to like. But I guess you have to judge by the crowd, you know. I don't know that kids are going to, I mean, if you're wanting to cut down the sugar, these cacao chips, see they're 60% cacao, which I love that chocolate flavor, which because some of the others are added so much extra things. So, but yeah, that pecan pie, it turned out really yummy. All right. I guess I should have pre-opened this. Sorry. I was like, maybe we're going to make these. I have fingers. I try to have this all planned ahead of time. Opener. Live. There we go. All right. So I'm gonna use my crowd. I think they can handle the darker. And I especially would use this. You know what? Because this is 10 ounces, and I want to get a few more of these. So I'm going to add a couple ounces of the semi-sweet into here. 1, 2. So what do you think? Do you think the chocolate or the white chocolate or the dark chocolate people will gravitate towards? What would you gravitate towards? I mean, because of, I was going crazy with this. Let's do it at 40 seconds, start it, and then we'll stir. But I think most people do like the darker chocolate, but with this kind of cookie, I thought the white chocolate was a good. All right, so we just got to melt that chocolate. I'm seeing if this is hardened enough. Let's give a taste test. Let's give a taste test to this one. It's not set all the way. Whoa, that's sweet with that white chocolate. It's very good. It doesn't need that much pumpkin spice, though. I think I kind of overdid it on that. That's yummy. The gingerbread, because I use these cookies, I feel like it didn't soften up. I expected, you know, when you have the pinwheels, that cookie's a little bit softer. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do about that. Now we're on to the chocolate. Maybe letting the jam. Oh yeah, I should have done that first. Well, these still have to melt. put them in for another 30 seconds. Probably if I let the jam sit on that cookie a little bit, it soften up. I'm not thrilled about how hard that ginger snap still is. But what was I thinking? Because when you buy the packaged gingerbread, they definitely... Now let's give it a taste to the... Now let me get a little drink of water. Because I haven't tried this fruit spread yet. Mmm. Ooh, that says Christmas. Ooh, that's good. See, that's the action I wanted from biting into my cookies, but I think we don't need that extra coating on the marshmallow, but just a little sprinkle on the top. These are taking a little bit. And 30 more seconds. Let's do 20. All right, let's put this on here. So like I said, my hope is that this fruit spread softens the cookie a little bit. Well, I don't know what I'll sprinkle the top of the chocolate ones. Maybe I won't sprinkle because, I mean, if I had cardamom and sugar, I don't know. What would you do? What would you sprinkle? You know, we did the pumpkin pie spice mix on the white chocolate. What would you do on these? Yeah, this second batch, I'm not going to put the pumpkin pie spice on the marshmallow because I think that will really compete with this nice fruited fruit spread, cardamom. We don't want that overpowered. I hear you, melted chocolate. Give me a moment. So this, like I said, if you're just tuning in, this is my, I'm doing a test recipe today for a holiday cookie. I got inspired by those chocolate pinwheels or Mallomar bars. And I'm like, hey, what a lovely ginger snap. That is what reminds us the flavors of fall, right? And I saw these pumpkin spice marshmallows. And I was like, oh, we got double fall here. Hold on, I gotta get a Kleenex. All right, let me wash my hands. Let's get the chocolate out. If you got some suggestions to this cookie, I am all ears to hear because, like I said, I was just trying to come up with some ideas with this type of. There we go. That's nice and melted. Good. All right, let's put our marshmallows on there. 1, 2. 2. They really stick together. I had these up in the cupboard. I was like, I had bought these. Well, I guess early fall. And they were already kind of sticking together. So I separated them last night. They're still sticking together a little bit. I think with that coating that makes them extra sticky. It's like, I don't know what they dust regular marshmallows with, but they're not like sticky to the touch until, of course, you melt them or whatever. But all right, here we go. Wash your hands again. Sticky job. Somebody's gotta do it. Well, no comments. Let me see. Oh well. All right. But if you're catching this video later, give me some comments on what you might do a little bit different. I'm really up for the... Now, where did I do my little mini spatula? So I can get those off. Oh, here it is. All right, we need another tablespoon. And just drop that and coat that. I'm really looking for some tips on what I should do for the tops of these chocolate ones. Should I even have a topping? I might not, because I don't want to compete with that nice fruit spread. It's very unique. I mean, cardamom, and there's also a little rose in there, which you can't really, it's so faint. Now, when you have Mallomar bars, they're not sprinkled with anything, so, or pinwheels. It's just pure chocolate. And these are semi-homemade, so they are going to taste really nice. If you wanted a softer ginger snap cookie, which I think I'm going to definitely try that. Of course, then it's not so much semi-homemade, but I want my ginger snap a little softer. I don't know, as I get older, the harder cookies or hard candies I avoid. The teeth can't take it as much. So I'm showing my age now. I'm really running out of time. I gotta be out of the house. I didn't realize how late I am being. I gotta be out of the house in 10 minutes or so. Hello, Doreen. Where did my time go? All right, so we might have to cut this short. I didn't realize I was thinking I'm like closer to 9:30. Uh-oh. All right, so I'll finish these up. I'll get a close-up of this. Let me know what you think, if you think you will try this, if you got some great tips for making this even better. Let me set this aside and wash my hands again. Thanks for joining me today. Let's get a little close up. There they are. We're going to let those set, and we have the ones already set that they look really nice too. So, yeah. Oops, sorry, I'm trying to hold two things at once. Here, let me flip this around. Sorry about that. Let's put a light on so you can see. No, There we go. And there they are all set up. So I'm going to get those in a canister. Thanks for joining me today. My chaotic video set up here, but thanks for watching and happy hosting. If I don't see you before, have a happy Thanksgiving, but I am going to get some holiday recipes out more. So go ahead and follow me. You can get a bunch of holiday Thanksgiving recipes I have already out there. So till next time, have a wonderful day, everybody.